Narrator, one of the most significant chapters in India's journey to freedom was the non-cooperation movement, spearheaded by the indomitable Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji's philosophy of non-violence and civil disobedience became the guiding principle for the masses as they boycotted British goods, institutions, and policies. Cut to visuals of massive protests and peaceful demonstrations. Narrator, the spirit of unity and resilience was palpable as millions of Indians from different backgrounds came together, staging peaceful protests, strikes, and marches. They refused to cooperate
with the British authorities,
shaking the very foundations of the empire. Transition to Salt March. Narrator, yet it was the iconic Salt March of 1930 that etched itself into the annals of history, forever etching Gandhi's name into the hearts of Indians in the wider world. With a simple act of
picking up a handful of salt from the shores of Dandi,
Gandhiji challenged an unjust British salt tax and ignited a fervor that would transcend borders. Cut to images of Gandhi leading the Salt March. Narrator, the Salt March sparked a wave of civil disobedience across the country, inspiring countless Indians to join the fight for independence. It was a powerful symbol of defiance, reminding the world that the road to freedom was paved with acts of a peaceful resistance. Transition to Quit India movement. Narrator, as the fight for independence intensified, so did the British crackdown on dissent. In response, the Indian National Congress launched the historic Quit India movement in 1942, demanding immediate withdrawal of the British from India. Cut to images of protests and strikes. Narrator, the Quit India movement witnessed an unprecedented surge in mass participation, with people from all walks of life joining forces to rid their beloved country of colonial rule. It was a turning point in India's struggle for independence, as it solidified the nation's resolve and brought the dream of freedom one step closer. Transition to partition. Narrator, however, the path to independence was not without its challenges, and the tumultuous period leading up to the partition of India in 1947 stands as a stark reminder of the price paid for freedom. The country witnessed communal tensions and widespread violence as it grappled with the complex task of dividing into two separate nations, India and Pakistan. Cut to images of partition, violence, and refugees. Narrator, amid the pain and heartache, India emerged as an independent nation on the fateful night of August 14, 1947, with the newly elected Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, delivering a stirring speech that echoed hope for a united and prosperous future. Cut to Nehru's iconic Tryst with Destiny speech. Narrator, the road to independence was long and arduous, but the collective will of the Indian people triumphed over adversity. It was a testament to the power of unity, resilience, and the untiring spirit of those who dared to dream of a free India. Closing scene, images of a modern, independent India with its diverse culture, bustling cities, and achievements. Narrator, today, as we stand on the shoulders of those who fought for our freedom, let us remember the sacrifices made and the lessons learned. The journey to independence may have been treacherous, but it paved the way for a new chapter in India's history, a chapter that continues to illuminate our path towards a brighter and more inclusive future. Fade out.
Narrator. The non-cooperation movement.
led by the eminent Mahatma Gandhi, marked a significant turning point in India's relentless struggle for independence. This movement founded upon the principles of nonviolence, civil disobedience, and satyagraha brought together millions of Indians in a peaceful yet potent
Resistance against.
British colonial rule. Images of Gandhi leading protests, salt marches, and boycotts. Narrator. Gandhi's philosophy of ahimsa
Or nonviolence.
illuminated the path of the freedom movement, uniting people from all walks of life, regardless of caste, creed, or religion, in their shared pursuit of liberation. The historic Salt March of 1930, in which Gandhi led a
Procession to the Arabian Sea.
to challenge the
Oppressive British salt tax.
captured the attention of the entire world, unveiling the unwavering spirit of the Indian people. Transition to the civil disobedience movement. Narrator. The civil disobedience movement further intensified the struggle for independence as Indians across the nation boldly defied unjust laws and challenged the supremacy of the British Raj. The iconic Dandi March, where Gandhi and his followers embarked on a historic journey to Dandi, producing salt as a symbolic act of protest, epitomized the immense power of peaceful resistance and civil disobedience. Scenes showing acts of civil disobedience, arrests, and protests. Narrator. Despite the British attempts to suppress dissent through repression and violence, their actions only served to ignite an unyielding determination within the Indian populace. Women, farmers, students, and workers stood hand in hand, demonstrating the unity and diversity of India's independence movement as they fought together for their freedom. Transition to the Quit India movement. Narrator. By the 1940s, the desired fervent call for complete independence echoed throughout every corner of India. The Indian National Congress, under Mahatma Gandhi's leadership, launched the historic Quit India movement of 1942, demanding an immediate end to British rule and an unrestricted right to self-governance. Footage of mass protests, arrests, and the British crackdown. Narrator. The British response,
Was swift and ruthless.
imprisoning thousands of courageous freedom fighters and subjecting many more to violence and repression. Nevertheless, the indomitable spirit of resistance remained unbroken as ordinary Indians refused to succumb to imperial oppression, steadfastly continuing their noble quest for freedom. Transition to partition and independence. Narrator. Ultimately, India achieved independence in 1947.
But not without great.
Sacrifice and the tragic partition that divided the subcontinent. The non-cooperation movement, the civil disobedience movement, and the Quit India movement set forth an unparalleled legacy of peaceful resistance, showing the world the power of Gandhi's unwavering commitment to nonviolent struggle. Final images of celebrations and the Indian flag flying high.
Narrator.
Today, the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi lives on as a beacon of hope, reminding us of the transformative power of peaceful
Resistance and the unyielding spirit of those who fight for justice and freedom.
Narrator. As the sun set on British rule in India, a new era began with the partition of the subcontinent, dividing it into India and Pakistan. On the historic night of August 15th, 1947, the world witnessed the birth of two independent nations, the culmination of decades of sacrifice, struggle, and unwavering determination. Cut to scenes of enthusiastic celebrations, with flags being raised and crowds rejoicing. Narrator. While the joy of independence enveloped the atmosphere, it was overshadowed by the tragedy of partition. Communal violence erupted, and mass migrations swept across the land, leaving scars on the landscape and claiming countless lives. The wounds of that tumultuous period continue to resonate in the collective memory of both nations, reminding us of the crucial importance of unity, tolerance, and peace. Transition to the legacy
of independence. Narrator.
The legacy of India's
Hard-fought
independence remains a beacon of hope and inspiration, illuminating the path for generations to come. It serves as a powerful
reminder of the
indomitable human spirit, resilient in the face of adversity. Reflecting upon the sacrifices of our forefathers, let us pledge to uphold
the ideals of freedom, equality,
and justice that they
valiantly fought to secure.
host. And there you have it,
Ladies and gentlemen, the epic
tale of India's journey to independence, a saga of courage, sacrifice, and the triumph of the human spirit. Join us next time,
as we embark on another
captivating chapter of history. Until then, let curiosity guide you,
stay informed,
and never cease to explore
the extraordinary
tapestry of our past. Closing scene, the host signs off with a warm smile.
as the Indian national anthem reverberates in the background. End of script.